What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are back with some more off-season rebuilds today, and today we're going to be doing my favorite team. We're doing a Portland Trailblazers off-season rebuild today. Before we get in today's video, though, guys, if you could leave it a like and, of course, subscribe if you're new around here, that would be greatly appreciated. But today, I'm going to go ahead and put the Blazers hat on because I am a Blazers fan, as we know. So, the Blazers are in a very interesting spot this offseason because, as you know, they basically have to build a championship roster in one offseason with little to no assets. So it's going to be tough, but we're going to do our best today. So we'll see what we can make happen. And then got Anthony Simons is a free agent. Nurkic is a free agent. Obviously, the trade deadline moves the Blazers made were awful. We're not even going to really talk about it today. We know how bad they were. We're going to talk about it, but I just you know, it sucks to think about. So basically, trade CJ McCollum for Josh Hart and a 2025 Bucks pick, essentially. And they traded Norman Powell and Robert Covington for Keon Johnson, pretty much. And Winslow, I guess, if you want to throw him in there as well. So, the trades were not great. So, here you are. You didn't get that Pelicans pick you were kind of relying on to make the CJ McCollum trade okay. And here we are now. And going into this offseason, basically relying on lottery luck for this team. That's basically what it's going to boil down to for the Portland Trailblazers. You're going to have to see what kind of luck you get into the lottery. And then I have something to discuss here in a second as well. But first, we're going to actually just start with the draft lottery for the Blazers. So like I said, getting into the top three would change some things for us, but we'll see what happens. So let's go ahead and get to the draft lottery because this is going to be the most important part for the Blazers offseason now. It would have been more important with that Pelicans pick as well, but you don't have it anymore since the Pelicans made the playoffs. And now you only have a 2025 Bucks pick. Top three protected. So we are projected number 6. And we're going to have to basically hope and pray we get lucky. So we're going to watch this draft lottery. Cleveland Cavaliers get the 14th overall pick. They get to keep it because the Karis LeVert trade is lottery protected. Or that pick they traded in the LeVert trade is lottery protected. Charlotte Hornets are going to stay at number 13. I think same thing with them. The trade they made with the Knicks was lottery protected as well. The Thunder have a chance to have like 2 picks here, I believe. So they have the 12th pick. Their own pick, I believe. Oh, no, that's the Clippers pick, actually. So that is the Los Angeles Clippers pick. Which I should have known. The Knicks pick is going to be 11. Yes, okay, so no jump so far, which is a good sign for us as Blazers fans. But number 10, Wizards. I guess not all you are Blazers fans watching this, but some of you may be. And then number 9, we got no luck so far. Number 9 for the Spurs is going to be Spurs. So far, no one has jumped up. So it looks like we are guaranteed top 8 at the very least. Hopefully this isn't us at number 8 because that would definitely suck. And it is the Grizzlies. So we are looking good Grizzlies via Lakers, right? And I think that might actually be going to the Pelicans. I'm not for 100% sure. But number 7, Kings. No, it is us. We get the 7th pick in this draft. So we do not get into the top 4. So if that is if that's what happens for us as Blazers fans, we don't even need to watch the rest. The Magic get number 1. The Kings get number 2. We got the Thunder getting number 3 and the Pistons getting 5. The Rockets getting number 4. And we get number 7. Pacers get number 6. So number 7 pick can get you somebody. The Blazers have trade exceptions this offseason. They don't have as much cap space as people think we do. Like, we don't. And plus, the free agency class isn't great anyway, so I don't know why that would have been the angle to begin with. But I was actually, you know, at the gym this morning, and I was watching a show called, or I guess a YouTube channel or podcast, whatever they go by, you know, talking about the Blazers, obviously. It's called Blazers Uprise. I'm sure most of you maybe know. And they had something that apparently Jeremy Grant and Damian Lillard have already been working out together, and that Jeremy Grant to the Blazers is already pretty much a done deal. Apparently, that's you know, I don't know how true that is, and he said he didn't know how true it was either. But the people he was talking to said that, you know, I don't know, why did the Wizards want to talk to Scott Brooks anyway? That yeah, Jeremy Grant has been working out with Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard wants Jeremy Grant, which that was kind of a rumor at the trade deadline anyway. So it sounds like Jeremy Grant might be a Portland Trailblazer this offseason by the sounds of it. Now, things could fall through, obviously, and maybe that doesn't happen. But we have to make it work where we get Jeremy Grant for a decent price. You can't trade the 7th pick for Jeremy Grant. That would just be totally stupid. You just don't do that. And apparently Jeremy Grant only wants to go to Portland as well, which is what he also said. So let's go to the draft night, and let's look at our pick situation because I might have to fix this, but we have number 7, and we have the 2nd round pick as well. So that's basically what I needed. So we have to make a trade to try to get Jeremy Grant, which, like I said, in real life, the Blazers actually have a trade exception, which I don't think that's going to actually show up here. Obviously, yeah, it's not going to. So we have a trade exception that fits for Jeremy Grant, and I'm going to try to make a trade for Jeremy Grant since it sounds like it's going to be the deal the Blazers make. to get Jeremy Grant, and we'll see what we can make happen here. I'm going to try to, put up a trade together to get Jeremy Grant without trading that 7th overall pick. And then I do need to get that Bucks pick in the future as well, because that actually belongs to us. So I'll go ahead and get that pick, and then I'll see you guys when I have their Jeremy Grant trade hopefully put together. So for this Jeremy Grant trade, I have financial trade rules off because, like I said, the Blazers have a trade exception, so I don't have to match the salary in this situation. And basically why the Pistons would do this as well is they get out of Jeremy Grant's contract without having to take anybody else back in return, because like I said, he fits into the trade exception. So the Pistons basically get out of Jeremy Grant's salary this year, and that gives them the potential to maybe go sign Jalen Brunson in free agency or something like that. So I think it's going to have to be like Keon Johnson, and obviously maybe even you throw in that second you have, or the Bucks pick in the future. Now I don't know if this is good enough to get you Jeremy Grant, but it's Keon Johnson, that Bucks pick for Jeremy Grant. I'm going to offer this. They do not accept it, which makes sense. I'll offer this second as well, and that's about, okay, they still don't agree to that. I would not throw in Nasir Little. I think that would be very, very silly to do. And I wouldn't want to throw in really anything else. I think this is what I would pay to get Jeremy Grant. But it sounds like I'm going to have to pay more to get him, because I think, like I said, I think Jeremy Grant to the Blazers is a done deal. I don't think you'd trade the 7th pick to do it. I think that would be very, very silly. So, and apparently, like I said, Jeremy Grant's also going to leverage it to where he won't sign an extension with any other team than the Blazers, which I don't know how true. Like I said, I don't know how true this is. It came from Blazers Uprise, which I thought it was interesting, and I can kind of believe it in a way, but we'll see. So I'll throw in Greg Brown in this trade, and they agree. Okay, so that's what had to be done. So Jeremy Grant is officially a Portland Trailblazer next to Damian Lillard, and then Nurkic, and then probably Anthony Simons once we re-sign them. So that is what we were able to get done. So here we go. Let's see what else we can make happen in this offseason. I'm going to turn everything off now, and I'm going to fix the injuries. That way everyone's healthy, and we can continue with this offseason. So you got what you wanted in getting Jeremy Grant on this Portland Trailblazers roster, which, say what you want about Jeremy Grant, I think he'd be a solid addition. It gives you some length as well, whether you start him at small forward or power forward. Defensively, he's okay. It's better than what you've had in the past. I mean, I wouldn't mind Jeremy Grant on the Blazers, but it doesn't exactly signal me as a home run move for you, and I don't know. Like I said, I think building a championship roster in one offseason is just kind of tough, obviously, in general. But you really have to do it because Damian Lillard has already signaled he's staying in Portland. So Damian Lillard getting traded this offseason is not going to happen, it sounds like, obviously. Which, as Blazers fan, I don't want to see him go anywhere. I would love to see him win a championship in Portland, but I also realize how unrealistic that could potentially be. So let's just jump into this draft. And with the 7th overall pick, I think you take whoever you can get here. Obviously, you'd love to be in the top 4. Maybe draft Jabari Smith Jr., Papalo, Jabari. So you're stuck with number 7. And you have like Keegan Murray on the board, which got Johnny Davis. So I think there's a lot of guys you could take here that makes a lot of sense. Got Washington. But Keegan Murray makes sense for me here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and take him and give myself some more length at my forward spot. So I'm going to take Keegan Murray with the 7th overall pick. And I'm going to feel pretty good about that selection. So just like that, we got a 78 overall out of the draft in Keegan Murray, which I feel good about, like I said. Then player options, you got Josh Hart and Bledsoe's money, which is non-guaranteed. But I think you accept it because I think you could potentially trade Bledsoe's money, obviously, which is an expiring contract. So I'm going to accept the deal. And then they have Ellaby, Anthony Simons, Elijah Hughes, Blevins, and Brandon Williams. And then I think you have a full mid-level as well. And then obviously you have Nurkic and Simons, who are both free agents, who are both probably going to be back with the team. Now, Drew Eubanks was pretty decent down the stretch. Obviously, he signed multiple 10-day contracts for the Blazers. But Bledsoe is going to be part of a trade. And then we're going to need Simons back. We have Keegan Murray, Nasir Little, and then Jeremy Grant and Winslow. And then Trendon Watford as well, which I'm not sure I love him playing center. If he was power forward, doesn't even move. But I'll move him to power forward because I don't know if Winslow will play a huge part of the rotation. We'll see. I mean, in real life, he might, but in 2K, not sure. So, got Keegan Murray out of the draft. Josh Hart, your shooting guard spot. So, basically, it's waiting for Anthony Simons and Nurkic. So obviously you're going to re-sign both of them, I think. So Nurkic is probably your best option you have at center. So I am going to sign Nurkic to a 4-year deal. And I think $17 million per year is decently fair. It could be better, but it's not terrible. So we'll sign Nurkic to that 4-year deal and bring him back to Portland. He's probably your best center option anyway. Then Simon gets an offer from the Rockets, which you're going to match. You're not going to lose Simons. I think it'd be stupid if you did, obviously. And then you got Drew Eubanks, who's a free agent. And I think, like I said, you have a full mid-level. No, it's not really showing me that, so never mind. So, all right. So now we have Simons and Damian Lillard, which Simons will probably start with Damian Lillard in the backcourt, I imagine. So move Simons to shooting guard. So Damian Lillard, Anthony Simons, and then Josh Hart. You have Keegan Murray and Nasir Little at your small forward spots now. You have Jeremy Grant, Trendon Watford, and then Nurkic as your center. So I think you definitely try to trade Bledsoe's expiring money, $90 million. You could have used it maybe in the Jeremy Grant trade, I guess. But we'll try to do something something different with the Bledsoe contract. And we'll see what we can make happen here, man. I don't really know what I want. It's probably, looking for a quality bench player or a really good starting small forward. Now, I don't know what you could do. And I don't think we could trade any of our future picks either. Yeah, it's not going to let me. So I can't trade any of my future picks. So that's not going to be an option. So really, you don't have a ton of assets. So maybe you really couldn't have picked up Bledsoe's option, because who's going to just trade for Bledsoe without getting like a first out of it? You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. Like the Pistons aren't going to give me a first round pick for Bledsoe. It doesn't even make any sense. So probably shouldn't have picked up Bledsoe's money, to be honest with you. It's not even really anything we could do with it unless we trade like Nasir Little, which I'm not going to do. Unless you trade Wofford, which I'm not going to do. And then Winslow's not going to get you much anyway in the open market. So I probably shouldn't have kept Bledsoe, but he'll be here for now, I guess, and he'll stay there. So Bledsoe really not going to be part of the rotation. Probably should decline the team option. With Simons, Josh Hart, you got Keegan Murray, Nasir Little, and then power forward spot's fine. So I guess what you need is a center more than anything. So Drew Eubanks could be that guy who played for you, like I said, on multiple 10-day contracts. So maybe we just go for Drew Eubanks, who is 6'9", or we could try to get like a different center. And you got like Marcus Saul, Serge Ibaka. Somebody who could just be, nice in Portland. So I wouldn't mind like a Serge Ibaka for a year, I guess, in Portland. I don't know if he would be willing to come here, but we'll sign Serge Ibaka, which he could be solid. Bring Covington back to Portland, which I'm not going to do, obviously. And then Enes Freedom, I'm not going to do that either. Maxi Kleba, just sign another guy that maybe, be something at that center spot. So Kleba, just give myself a couple options. And that will essentially be your offseason, I think, for the Blazers. I mean, I think you literally... Jeremy Grant will be the significant move of the offseason, which, again, it's an okay move. It makes your forward spots better, gives you a better offensive option at your forward spot. Probably your best offensive forward you've had since LaMarcus Aldridge, I would say. And then Nurkic and then Simon. So basically, you're kind of relying on draft lottery luck this offseason for the Blazers to build that championship roster you're kind of relying on. So player progression is going to treat us. Damian Lillard's down 2-3 overall. Josh Hart's down 2. And then Justice Winslow, Serge Ibaka are down quite a bit. So that's why I'm glad I signed Kleba. So yeah, I mean, this will be essentially the Portland Trailblazers offseason. Now, is this a championship roster? Probably not. I hope Joe Cronin has some other plans up his sleeve, but I think it all depends on the draft lottery, really. I mean, I guess you could potentially trade your lottery pick and Bledsoe's money for something if you wanted to, but I think it also makes sense to have a player on a rookie contract contributing, and just in case you do have to pull the plug, you have a guy, with Simons for the foreseeable future, I guess, if you do have to end up trading Dame, which I wouldn't want to do again, like I said. But this would be your starting five, which it is a starting five that I think could compete for the playoffs. But I'm just not sure it competes for a championship is my problem, which is what we need. So it's Wofford, it's Kleba, it's Josh Hart, and Nasir Little. And then I think Nasir Little would probably start for you, but I'm not opposed to Keegan Murray starting, I guess. So it's Lillard, Simons, Jeremy Grant, who could put up buckets, and then Nurkic can do his thing as well. So I love the roster. I mean, it's decent enough where you could definitely probably sneak into the playoffs. But does it get you a championship? Probably not. But, that'll be what Joe Cronin has to figure out. So I'll move Keegan Murray's shot tendency. Just a little shot tendency up a little bit. And we'll simulate this season. We'll see how the roster does. So proficiency-wise, we're 3.5 perimeter-centric. We're going to be 3-star balance. And then, yeah, so basically we're going to move Billups to perimeter-centric. And we're just going to have to hope and pray that we make the playoffs this season, which I think you should with Damian Lillard healthy, so I don't think that's a problem. But, again, the whole premises of this offseason is the Blazers trying to build a championship roster here in Portland, which, I mean, I don't know. Is this a championship roster in your opinion? Let me know down in the comments. I don't think it is, but you never really know. Things could fall your way. I don't think anybody would have said that about Phoenix last year before they made the playoffs and went on that run that they did. Obviously, they had some things fall their way, but regardless, let's just go ahead see what happens here in 2K and summate this season. So at the end of the season, Luka Doncic won MVP for the Dallas Mavericks, averaging 40 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, 50, 80, 40 for Luka Doncic, which is obviously awesome. Keegan Murray won Rookie of the Year, 11.7 rebounds. So like I said, if you get a rookie who could contribute like that, play some defense as well at your small forward spot, it looked pretty good. And then Ty Washington won 6th man on the Toronto Raptors. Rudy Gobert wins Defensive Player. Nashawn Highland's your most improved. And then Coach of the Year goes to Lucas. And then Matthew Asher is your executive. But things actually went pretty well for us. You guys don't know what seed we finished up. I will show you in a second. But No Damian Lillard All NBA first All NBA team, which is a little weird, but all defense first team. The only reason why I say it's weird is LaMelo wins on all defense. I thought that was all rookie for a second, but Keegan Murray makes all rookie first team, and then here's all rookie second team. But we were the second seed in the West, so things went actually really nicely for us. So you have to feel pretty good about that. I don't know what our exact record was, as we had 53-29, right behind the Memphis Grizzlies. So if you got a season like this out of Portland, it'd be great. It would be good. But as far as, defense, maybe points allowed per game, we were kind of in the middle, I think, middle of the pack, which is better than what we've been in the past. Obviously, is like the bottom defense in the league. But in points per game, we were top 4 with 120 points. I mean, there is some scores here in Portland. I will admit that. And then if you add Jeremy Grant, who definitely can score the basketball as well, I mean, I think it'll look pretty good here. So 27 from Damian Lillard with 6 assists. Anthony Simons averaged 24. Which I think Simons can be really freaking good, by the way. I think he could be better than McCollum. So 44% from 3 for Anthony Simons, and then 16 from Jeremy Grant, 12 from Nurkic, 12 from Keegan Murray, and then 10 from Nasir Little, 8 from Josh Hart, 6 from Trendon Watford. So Damian Lillard's time is running out, though, obviously. The man is 32 years old. So this would be your best case scenario, though, for Portland. I mean, get Jeremy Grant. Things all go in your favor. I mean, get a Keegan Murray or whatever you get out of the draft. If you get lucky, top 3, draft Jabari. Maybe start Jeremy Grant at 3 or whatever it may be. And then you get lucky, you have a really good season, and here you are fighting in the playoffs, which is exactly what we would want. So we are playing the 7-seeded Utah Jazz, which Utah actually dropped game 2 yesterday as Jalen Brunson balled the hell out with 41 points. So if Utah ends up losing, messing around and letting Luka Doncic come back in that series, and they lose in the first round, there will be some serious changes in Utah, I would imagine. I would imagine Gobert or Donovan Mitchell are as good as gone in Utah, which that could be fun this offseason for the Utah Jazz. But this is our team going up against Utah Jazz. Obviously, we're the second seed, so losing to them is unacceptable. So let's see what happens. Game 1, we're up 1-0, start things off. 126-119. Dame has 43. Simons has 33. That's a really good start. Jeremy Grant with 18. So game 2, we're up 2-0. Good start. 136-89. Damian Lillard 26 and 10, and then 15 from Donovan Mitchell. So far we held Donovan Mitchell to 15 points in game 2. That's a really good start. Game 3. We're up 3-0. So we're in the driver's seat, able to go to the second round, which is a really good start to this playoff run. Really good freaking start. So just like that, they close them out in 4 and 37 from Simons, 35, and then 22, and then 12 and 12 from Nurkic. So pretty solid. Let's go and play the Dallas Mavericks or Minnesota Timberwolves now. So this one in current round, and we got the Dallas Mavericks. So this definitely could be a second round easily. So we got Luka Doncic, Tim Hardaway, Josh Green, Dinwiddie, Mitchell Robinson, Dorian Finney-Smith, Walker Kessler, Dwight Powell, Reggie Bullock, and Davis Bertans. So, I mean, you really are only scared. Why is Dinwiddie starting at power? Is that what's happening right now? Is Dinwiddie starting at power forward for them? So, Luka's the only guy I'm really scared of here. I mean, Tim Hardaway's solid, but they lost Jalen Brunson, it looks like. I feel like Jalen Brunson is going to get like a good offer in free agency, especially after this playoff run, because the man scored 41 points, looked good in game 1 as well, and has been very aggressive for the Mavericks. Wait, whoa. Did I just see that right? I don't know if you guys saw that, but Luka Doncic scored 69 points in game 7 to close out the... Luka Doncic, you absolute freaking stud, shot 34 times, made 12 threes. All right, that's what we're facing. Let's see if we can beat him. Game 1, we're up 1-0, 124-100. Good start, 39-11 from Luka, the 28, 22, and 23. Game 2, they even it up. It's 125-124. They barely beat us. They even it up. Game 3, they're up 2-1, so we lose again by 5. So we're down to the Dallas Mavericks. Going down 3-1 would not be good, and we do not. It's 147-129. Luka scores 42, but we ultimately beat them. So this is going to be a huge game 5 for both teams, obviously. This might swing the series. So whoever wins game 5 most likely will win the series probably. So can we take care of business in the Moda and win this game 5? I think we take the lead back. Do we give it back up? That was the question. It's looking good so far. I think it's safe to say we've won this game 5. 27 from Dame and 9 assists. Do we close them out in 6? Yes, we do. We are in the Western Conference Finals once again with this Blazers roster. Obviously, as a Blazers fan, I hope this happens, obviously. I would love nothing more but to see this team make it to the Western Conference Finals. But let's be honest with ourselves. This standings is a little unrealistic. I mean, Yeah, this stand, you don't have any of the LA teams, which I think is just bizarre. And then you don't have, I mean, there's a couple teams you're missing in the Western Conference here. The Phoenix Suns aren't even here. I mean, yeah, both LA teams, and then Phoenix, I guess, is really my only gripe. And the Warriors aren't even here either. So, yeah, I don't know if you get that lucky. But you get to play Memphis or San Antonio in the Western Conference Finals, and we get to play the San Antonio Spurs. We get home court advantage in the Western Conference Finals. So, here we go. Playing the Spurs, who have DeJounte Murray and Andre Drummond. Honestly, this should be a finals appearance for us. There's no reason we should lose this team. Game 1, we're down 1-0. It's 120 to 107 to start things off. So losing game 1, definitely not good. But game 2, we're down 2. Never mind. Maybe we're just not. Maybe the Spurs are just that much better. Okay, it's 3-1. I mean, I guess we could come back from a 3-0 deficit. It's definitely possible. I thought our roster was definitely better on paper, but I mean, here we are. And we were down 3-0. Can we come back and win this game? It's going to be a big win if we do. Okay, we might be able to win it. And we are going to win this game. So 113 and 122. If we can force a game 7, you never know. All we have to do is win in San Antonio. That's all you have to do here. And it's a game 7 back in the Moda. Can we do it, though, is the question. Start out really good. It is a back and forth game. We need to take the lead, though. The Spurs are starting to run away with it. And I think they're going to close this out in 6 games, 95 to 103 to 120. Spurs beat us in the Western Conference Finals. Honestly, that would have been your best chance if this were to happen in real life, which it's not going to. I don't think the standings are going to look anything like this. But if this was your chance and you met the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals, that is your best window of opportunity to win a championship, I would think. So, unfortunately, we come up short. But you know what? I am optimistic about this offseason. A little less optimistic than I would have been. Obviously, we would have had that Pelicans pick. I think we could have done a lot more in this offseason. But here we are. If Jeremy Grant becomes a Portland Trailblazer, I'll be on board with it. I'll be rooting for him, and I'm going to hope for the best there. Simons and Nurkic should be back, and then we're just going to have to hope we get either a really good forward out of the draft, really. That's basically the game plan for the Blazers, I think. And does that lead to a championship roster? I don't know, man. That's a really good question, but I think this is exactly going to be the formula for the Blazers. I really do. With the little to no assets, they might be able to do something with Bledsoe's contract, but it's going to be tough, in my opinion, to see. And then, of course, I think they'll actually have like a mid-level in real life, so they'll be able to like sign someone in free agency as well, I believe. So I wasn't really able to do that. I guess the guy I got was Maxi Kleber, which I'm not sure how great he really is, but he averaged per 36, 12 points, but averaged 6 points in the playoffs, or I guess in the simulation. But I guess we should see who wins the championship real quick, as we have the Spurs going on to win it all. So we lose in 6. The San Antonio Spurs who go on to win the championship. So shout out to the Spurs, man. Good job. But I'm going to end it there, man. This Blazers offseason is going to be very, very big. It's one of the biggest offseasons in history for the Blazers. Damian Lillard, one of the greatest players to ever play for the Portland Trailblazers, and you need a championship team around him. And you only have one offseason to accomplish that. So I wish Joe Cronin good luck. I wish the Blazers front office good luck in accomplishing this. I really hope they prove me wrong. But I think it's going to be very, very tough. But leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new here. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.